Thank you very much.
I like how it got all flamenco at the end.
Yeah, well, use the reverb.
Yeah.
Is what I say. Okay. Let's see. Do you have any songs featuring bongos? That's a great question because there are bongos right there, and it does seem a little strange that they would be in the room and we wouldn't use them. But
Bongos have never been, or conga drums, or really hand percussion has never been something that I was personally interested in. It could be that I don't have a fantastic sense of rhythm, and I find that if
Sarah's prejudiced to the
well,
congo drums.
if I'm using one hand rhythmically, that sounds weird, but how do I? Okay, I'm just gonna go with it. If I'm using one hand rhythmically, it seems like it's fine. But as soon as the second hand comes in, it's like this hand gets amnesia. So I'm not much of a rhythm conga person myself. But that's not saying that
They're not
we
bad.
wouldn't in the future.
They look really nice. They
Sure.
sort of have these lights over top of them, almost like it's a prop. Like our cable TV show is amazing. Obviously, we had high quality props.
This used to be a TV show for world music. They mostly had world music people
And
coming
then
through.
they were like, "Well, we'll get Tegan and Sara in here." Okay, continuing on here at live stream, we are going to take a new question, and it says, "This is from Shannon. When you're on tour, what do you do to kill time on the road when you're not playing shows?" Well, that's a really good question, actually, because I think people think sometimes it's all fun and games, but mostly what it is 16 to 18 hours of waiting and then an hour-long show. So sometimes we do things like this, like press, or we play at record stores, or we visit with family and friends if we know people in town. But mainly we just like hang out backstage, catch up on email, maybe watch some TV. And then Sarah likes to play Scrabble a lot, so there's a lot of that.
I do. I like Scrabble. Oh, we also it
I just got
depends.
into Angry Birds, so I feel like if I still like
It's a
it
bit
as
of a
much,
loner game. See, what's great about Scrabble is that you can interact with people, but only to a small degree. Like you can't really engage in a conversation because every time it's your turn, you have to check out a bit to stay
Right.
focused on the game.
That's
But-
what I find boring about the game.
Right. Tegan likes to be engaged and talking at all times.
Yeah.
I also
I feel like you could all just watch me play Angry Birds, like just sit next to me and watch.
it sounds thrilling. I'm sure that
I
lots
wonder
of
if we
people
could get into video games. We've never been video game people, but maybe we could use those things to do stuff on the road. Anyway, okay.
I like to read. I mean,
You're reading.
I like to read on the road, and I also find that when we go to cities where there's a great museum or multiple museums or galleries, or we actually do find a lot of ways to entertain
A
ourselves.
lot of trips to the zoo.
We go to we love private
Karaoke.
karaoke.
Yep.
Private karaoke though. It's
Bowling.
important.
Oh, we just bowled the other day.
Yes, bowling is fantastic.
We're
We're
just-
fun. We're fun people. We're sort
Just
of
looking
like
for a good time.
yes, we're sort of like the Lost Boys. You know that used to hang out with the guy with the green outfit. What's his name?
I
You know,
Peter Pan.
Peter Pan.
The green outfit. Okay.
So we're
Sarah,
like
do
those
you ever
people.
want to have children? If so, you should probably educate yourself about Peter Pan. That's a question from Randy.
No, it's not.
That came in real
It
time.
says, "Do you ever want to have children?" Yes, I would like to have. I would like to have children at some point.
How many kids would you like?
You know what? I feel like one is probably
What
enough.
would their name be?
haven't picked out any names yet.
Would you prefer a boy or a girl?
Don't have any preference with gender. It's all
Would you
about
prefer they
equality.
be straight or gay?
That's stupid. That's a stupid question.
Really? Why?
Because I'll love them no matter what they are.
Well, everybody says that, but like,
That's the
just
truth.
tell us. It's just us and a few of our friends here on live stream.
No,
Do you want them to be short or tall?
I hope they're tall.
Would you rather them be an athlete or musician
Tegan, come on.
or
I want
these
them
are the people want to know.
Those are
This is
not
an
real
important.
questions.
You know what? Don't be offended by the fact that Sarah won't answer your questions. She's really rude. Okay. Do you get nervous or anxious before you play a show? This is from Megan. I would say no at this
Yeah.
point. I mean, I feel nervous when we're doing things like this, like because
This is a little more unforgiving than a show. With a show, there's like you have
lights
so
and
much
there's
time.
people and
Yeah.
like a lot of people in the audience are drinking, so yeah, they're more forgiving. But I mean, there were certain shows in the past 10 years that made me so nervous I thought I was going to die. I mean, I was so nervous before, like anything on television makes me feel really sick. Like
you're gonna screw it up and get in trouble.
yeah, it's very, like Sarah said, it's unforgiving when you're on camera. It's not as easy as you think. And when you go on like a Leno or Letterman, they basically tell you like if you screw up, like just you have to keep going. You don't get to just stop, and that freaks me out. But
And then they beat you afterwards with a
no
stick.
one beats you. But anytime we start touring a new record, I feel nervous. I mean, obviously we always want to make sure that our audience is content. So when we build up a new show, we want to make sure that we're doing something that seems valuable and different and interesting. And,
Yeah.
we're always trying to be better. We're always trying to be better lives. So that makes me nervous. But okay. The question from Mark is, why don't you have any songs featuring bongos? Just kidding.
We already answered that question.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you being like this?
I'm trying to make it fun here on
down.
live stream. We're
Calm
not
down.
running a news show. It's our own cable TV show.
Feels like you're rushing.
It's like a tryout.
Feels like you're rushing to the finish
Sarah and I
line.
are actually here to try out because we are actually trying out to get our own show. So it's going to be like this. It'll be right on after Glee. Would you ever date a fan, Sarah?
I mean, I don't think I would not date a fan. Like, it wouldn't be, like there's no criteria. Like,
Define fan. I mean,
I would never look out into the audience and see you and say, you, back here. Just when,
that's weird. I would hope not.
I would never do that. So besides that, I mean, I don't know. I guess if I met someone along the way, for example, that was working at a media institution, and then years later we stayed in touch, and then we just got closer, and then we became friends, and then we started dating. Like, you know, I mean, that could be classified, I guess, as like fan of what we do. I mean, I wouldn't write you off because of that.
Okay. Good answer.
I would if you hated our music and you were like, I don't really like what you do.
But I really like you.
But I really like you. Don't worry, I don't like your music. I just like you. I would be like, I don't like you.
Have you ever had a friend? I've had friends be like, I'm not really into your music. I mean, I'm more interested in who you are as a person.
Lie. I always tell people, just lie to my face.
Yeah, well, I think
you don't like
music
something.
is who you are as a person. If you say that you don't like my music, you basically just told me you don't like me.
It's basically like they're saying, like, your face, wish it was different.
But otherwise, change it.
Great. Change your face because I'm not interested in what your face looks like.
Sarah, would we ever consider writing a book? We actually have.
We did write some books.
Well, yeah, we have on In At, which is a book series that we released, which is mainly photos, which will be coming out actually as an ebook later this year, or maybe early next year. Yeah. Oh man, I don't know. We'll let you know.
Oh, I thought it was out. No,
I don't think so. Oh. I haven't seen it. Okay, the books are out, but if you want to get them digitally, it's coming soon to a theater near you, but actually a bookstore. Actually, not a bookstore at all. You'll just buy it online. Okay, and then we talked about writing down some other things, like maybe stories about our career or our childhood, etc., but we feel now is not the right time to properly put the time and energy into writing something. And then as individuals, I mean, Sarah and I both have considered the idea of being something more of a writer or whatever, but not right now. Okay. I wish I just said that at the beginning instead of all the rest of that stuff. Do you guys like Glee? Yes.
Oh, absolutely. I think Glee is super positive. Great show. I haven't watched, I mean, I'm not like a dedicated TV show follower, so I haven't seen all of it, but it definitely seems to be, it seems to be fun. It's great. I love people singing. I mean,
everyone is so attractive.
I would love to be on that show and do, Wanted Dead or Alive by Bon Jovi.
You should send them a letter.
It's my karaoke song, so I know I'm good at it. And
you should tweet them. Tweet some cast members.
Probably
okay.
Should.
Sarah from Catherine, your favorite childhood memory.
Okay. It feels like you're rushing me, but I just,
I'm
know that it's just free for, I feel like live stream would just let us do this all day if we wanted to.
Yeah, I'm just keeping it flowing.
Is it because you drank a Coke before we did this?
I had one sip.
Okay, so just simmer down. The weirdest dream I've ever had.
No.
Oh.
Favorite childhood memory.
Oh, favorite childhood memory.
You're high on cold medication. That's why I'm just... You think everything's going really fast, but actually it's not really going that fast. I'm actually talking really slow right now.
I'm actually stone cold sober. I don't believe in that medicine. I don't know if I have a favorite childhood memory. I do remember if I'd like to somehow bring it back to music. So I do have a memory of really loving this soundtrack, Phantom of the Paradise, which was kind of like a spoof or spin-off. It wasn't really a spoof. It was sort of like a reinterpretation of Phantom of the Opera, and it was written. All the music was written by Paul Williams, and he had also done the music for the Muppet movie, and he had done Bugsy Malone, and he has a very specific way of writing songs and melodies. And as a little kid, I was very attracted to those albums, and I do have a strong melody or a strong memory of singing those songs and dancing around in our basement. And we lived in this house that had an unfinished basement with like cement floors. And I remember like we were just like zany kids, like singing in the basement. And I totally remember that. So I feel like we always, at least we may not have been destined to be songwriters, but we were certainly destined to be private karaoke people. For sure. Okay.
Any insight to the next album? Or into the next album? Love and Get Along, can't wait for what's next. Oh, that's very nice. Insight into our next album. I mean, Sarah and I are about 30 songs into writing the next record. our hope is to be in the studio early next year, so the record will follow. So hopefully in 2012 you'll be hearing a whole new Tegan and Sara record. The only insight we could probably give you right now that's concrete is that it's definitely going to be different than
Yeah.
what we've been doing.
My goal right now is to make something that no one will confuse with our past records. Like, you wouldn't hear the song and think, oh, which record was that on, the Con or Sainted? Like, I want it to sound so different that it actually truly is the next best thing.
But we promise that it'll be a really good Tegan and Sara record.
Oh
so
yes,
stick
I don't
with
think
us.
we'll horrify
And for
anyone.
now, that's partly why we put this DVD out. If you are a big Tegan and Sara fan and you haven't heard it yet, we've got Get Along that just came out, and there's a live record portion, and it's all of a collection of 6 records of our songs, all recorded acoustically. So I'm gonna play one more, not to rush you, Sarah, but
No, I'm ready.
But
I'm
live
totally
stream does
ready.
need this room for its conga players because they do their rehearsal here later. So
It's going to be conga madness. Well, thanks to everyone who sent their questions. There were so many great ones. And also to Livestream for having us. And we're very excited to be here in New York and doing the screening tonight. So, but you'll hear from us shortly, soon.
sound good? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
We start together,
We
right?
do, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll count us in then. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.